Hi there, welcome to the JoeGa Joy and to this flow class. A nice gentle flow for you today, taking everything really slow and considered, allowing our bodies to settle into the movements. Not going to stress or strain yourself with anything here, but if there is something that feels beyond you, please just leave it out. Maybe take a child's pose or hang out in down dog and just join back in when you're ready. So if you are ready, maybe just taking a comfortable position just for the first few moments, just to allow ourselves to mentally arrive in our practice. Close your eyes, settle yourself down, and just sit nice and tall and straight. Focus on the breath, maybe focus on the sitting bones in the ground, the crown to the sky, whatever suits you. Just take a moment to just be quiet and still, to breathe and simply be. And as you breathe, just connect to the rhythm of your body, to the rhythm of the earth, to the rhythm of the world. Take a breath in, lift the arms up, interlace the fingers and just cradle your skull, looking up towards the sky, and then just dropping down, looking down towards the ground, feeling a stretch maybe between the shoulder blades. Come to the center and just tip the elbow over, maybe touching the right knee, maybe not. And rectifying through center and touching down towards the left side. And through the center. Take the arms out nice and wide, big stretch through. Bring that left hand over towards the right, wrap the right arm around the back and just come into twist. And then reach those arms away, lengthen. And the opposite, right onto left, left round the back. And then reach. Gather over, reach towards the right, lean towards the right, stretch the left. And then stretch away and move over to the left. And release. Take a breath in, lift up, gather the vibrations, draw them down. Plant them at the heart. Maybe close your eyes and set an intention for your practice today. Release that out and let it go. Folding forwards, bring the hands down in front of you. I'm just going to move back just a little bit. And just allow yourself to lengthen through the spine. So don't drop the mid-back or the top of the back. Just keep it nice and long. Keep looking forwards. If you feel that you've got a little bit more to go, maybe you can come down onto your elbows. Or maybe you're somewhere in between. Or maybe your hands are on your knees, maybe you're not quite there yet. It really doesn't matter, just feeling your way through it. So this practice is going to be about getting our moon poses in, those feminine energies. Great for around the time of maybe the full moon or the new moon. Just allow yourself once more to reach over. Stretch and reach away. And stretch. Lovely. Roll yourself over onto all fours. And just let's take some cat-cows. Dipping and lifting. Again, if you think about the moon and how it affects our tides, and this is like a wave and undulation in our body. Maybe link it to Ujjayi breath, the wave breath. It just ties it all back together. Just allow yourself to drop into this. And then roll it through. Sit back towards your heels and scoop up. And again, draw through cat to child and come through into cow. 2 more, just warming up through that body. pausing here now. And just release, I'm going to release my right leg out here, that one's closest to you. You can see the foot is on the ground, I'm just pressing through. I'm also rocking forwards and back on my wrists, just making sure everything feels super good. And then finding stillness and lifting the weight of the leg, and just feeling how that leg feels to hold that leg in elevation. And then releasing and coming to the other side. Extension first, observation, inquiry, evaluation. How is that leg? How is it feeling? And then finding stillness, drawing the abs on and raising that leg. And then releasing. Let's take a small down dog, just a little down dog, knees bent. Just pedal out the heels. Feeling our way through into full down dog, pressing back, lifting the hips, straightening the legs a little more. You might like to pedal, you might like to lift and lower, or you might like to just hang out here, just breathe. Feeling that stretch in the back of the legs, and the shoulders, and the back. Let's take a little walk, center of mat maybe, and just hang out in hairpin, ragdoll, forward fold, uttanasana, whatever you want to call it. This is where we are right now. Chest on thighs, head hanging down, arms hanging down, loose, fluid, flaccid. Maybe you take your elbows and just rock out. And then find stillness and roll yourself up. Gather into your full height. Draw up and into heart. And release. Nice work. Take a step up to the front of your mat. And just find your Tadasana. And just settle here for a moment. Just feel the ground, the air. Fire in your belly. Saliva in your mouth, the space you occupy. Connect to your elements. And then take a breath in and lift up. Bring the hands together. Maybe you make Anjali Mudra, maybe you make Agni Mudra. Maybe you don't know and you don't care, and that's fine too. Reach over towards one side. I'm going left, and then center, and then the other side. And center. Open your heart to the sky, little tiny back bend. Don't go too far, first row, go through. Fold forwards and down, swan dive. And then lift halfway, come into Ardha Uttanasana. And release. Gonna take a stride back with the right leg, just nice big long stride. Again, take time to find your full expression of the posture. You know, your full expression may well be up here, you may be struggling to get to the ground, whatever it is, but just take time to let it settle around you, let the vibrations come down. Maybe you feel that you can go a little deeper, maybe you feel that you can't. Again, don't judge, doesn't matter. Bring the back knee down, let's raise and lift. Bring the hands into the heart, and maybe you just wiggle that foot forwards a little, maybe you wiggle the back knee back, and just come into a little stretch here. Bring the hands onto the ground. Slide that front foot back to kneeling. Let's do that little undulation of cat and cow. And then roll through into pose of a child. Look up towards the front of your mat. Glide your body along the floor as low as you can possibly go. And pop up in a beautiful cobra at the end. Take a breath, and as you exhale, bring the sitting bones up and back into pose of a child. Release the forehead to the mat. And then breathe yourself back up onto all fours, tuck the toes under, and move your way back into down dog. Let's bring the feet together in the center of your mat, so you're anchoring yourself in the midpoint. And lift and raise the right leg. Keep the toes down, the heel up, the pelvis in neutral. And then if you can, just transfer out into three-point plank. And then flip that foot up between the hands into high lunge. And just take a little rock and roll here. before springing forwards into Uttan. Lifting halfway and releasing. Climb and rise through the spine, gather the vibrations and draw them into your heart. Pause one moment, breathe and lift up. Again, take your mudra, moving out to a crescent moon, center, and again, and center. Extend back, open your heart to the sky, and then flow down to your mat. Let's hang here. And then lift halfway. And push the breath from the body with the thighs as you come back into Uttanasana. Stride back, high lunge with the left leg. Lift your heart. Take time for the hips to open. And then into that low lunge, knee down. Release the toe if you can. Keep it tucked under if you need extra balance. Draw the energy around you and bring it into the heart. And then wiggle that foot forwards as you push through to open the hip. Hands down. Slide that leg through. Undulate the spine, cat and cow. And then roll through into child's pose. And just pause a moment. Taking a pause in the day is just so divine. Roll through, gliding your body along the floor as low as you can come and lift into cobra. Release when you're ready. Make your way back into pose of a child. This is our first round, so we're going to be kind and gentle to our bodies. Lift and raise into downward facing dog. Just spend a little bit of time here again. Maybe you pedal, maybe you press up and down, maybe you just hold. And then bring the big toes to touch. And lift your left leg. Keep your pelvis in neutral. Transfer to 3-point plank. And flick that leg through. Coming back up into that lunge. And Jani Asana. Little rock and roll here. And spring forwards. Relax down. Lift halfway. And release. And climb and rise. Gather. And pull in. Hands in your heart. Close your eyes. Take a moment or two to simply observe your body. Let your hands fall away. Just take time to notice how you're feeling right now. And we're going to do this again, but we're going to add in. We're going to change some of the movements. So just taking your time over it, do what you can. When you're ready, if you're not there, step up to the top of your mat. Please feel free to close your eyes and practice with just the sound of my voice. Take a breath in, lift the arms above the head, bringing them into prayer and Jali or Agni Mudra above the head. Extend out to one side. Crescent moon. Draw through center on the breath and extend to the other side, crescent moon. Float back to center on that breath, open the heart and reach away. And then as you breathe out, flow forwards and down. And just hang out here, making that hairpin pose, just relaxing forwards. Belly resting on the thighs, just maybe rocking a little, letting go. Hold the elbows, whatever feels good to you. Just spend a moment or two here. And then when you're ready, just rise in to your Ardha Uttanasana. Feel the difference here, the straight lines, the stretch, the firmness, the ability to breathe much freer. Inhale and then exhale. Let it go. Hands either side of your feet. High lunge, right leg back. And just take time here to settle. Bring the knee down into low lunge if you can, releasing the toes and lift up. Leave the hands above again and Jali or Agni, come into that meridian stretch, that crescent lunge now. And then release to the ground. Tuck the back toes and sweep through into down dog. So rather than coming onto all fours as we did before, coming straight through into dog. Let's roll out into plank and lower our knees to the ground, releasing our toes, sitting back into child, and then scooping along the ground into cobra, Bhujanganasana. Take a breath. And then rolling back through. We'll come through child into dog, but if you prefer to go straight through plank and into dog, go for that. It's your practice. Bring the toes together. Raise the right leg into the sky. Bend the knee and open the hip. Look out under that right underarm. And then transfer this into three-point plank. Flick the foot up between the hands. And just hold here in high lunge. Roll the back heel down. Climb and rise through the body. Coming into warrior two. Bring the arms down. Bring the weight into the front leg. I'm just going to move myself back on my mat. Hopefully you get a better picture then. Coming onto that front leg, straighten up, lifting through. Keep your body facing towards the left as you reach through and down into Ardha Chandrasana. Let the hand flow to the floor, let the leg come down, and just hang out in Uttam. And then climb and rise through your spine. Gather through into your heart. Give thanks. And throw them out to the ether. Bring the hands together. Tick-tock into that crescent moon. And center. And the other side. And center. Open your heart, big back bend. And then flow forwards and down into Uttanasana. Rise to halfway, tabletop. And then push the breath from the body as you let go. Hands either side of the feet. Step back with the left, high lunge. Big stride. Open your heart, look forwards. And then bring the knee down to low lunge. Release the toes if you feel that that's for you. Lift up. Push forwards through the hips as you come into crescent lunge. Release down. Hands on the ground. Tuck the back toe and slide the front leg back to join downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Hang out here. Roll from the mid back into plank. And lift into dog. And lower down, plank. Come onto your knees. Sit back into pose of a child. Release your forehead to the floor. And then glide your body along the ground into cobra. Lift and be proud. Take a breath. And as you exhale, roll your body back up and through into pose of a child. Back bend to forward bend. Coming up into down dog. Breathe. Bring the big toes together. Lift the left leg high up into the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip. Look under that left underarm. Reaching into kicking donkey. Transfer through three-point plank and then flick that foot through. High lunge. Roll the right heel down, climb and rise into your warrior two. Bring the hands down, transfer the weight forwards again, just shuffling my position on my mat. So hopefully you don't lose my head out of the frame. Coming through, moving over into the Ardha Chandrasana. Half moon pose. Let everything float to the floor and just hang out. Climb and rise through the spine, gather up. Draw in, give thanks. And then release it out. Let it go. Take a moment to close your eyes and simply be. Take Take a breath, gather in. Flow forwards. Take a step or spring back into down dog. Roll into plank. If chaturanga is in your practice, you can lower to the ground, or if not, just make your way down. We're coming into reverse shavasana. Let the vibrations of your practice settle around your body. Connect your heart to the earth. And just simply breathe and be. When you're ready, like a spit roast, just roll yourself around and back onto your back, into Shavasana. And I suggest you spend the rest of your day here. If that's not possible, save it for another time. Just enjoy a few moments. Anything you can to just connect to self, to breath, to the world. Thank you so much for taking the time to come along to practice today. I hope you've enjoyed this flow class. If you have any comments, please don't hesitate to get in touch. If you do enjoy it, could you please like, share and subscribe? I would be really appreciative of that. In the meantime, it just remains for me to say Om Namah Shivaya, Namaste.